Hi, today I want to talk about something that shapes everything that we are and everything that we do, our mindset. Now, I'm not talking about the fluffy kind, the just be positive kind. I'm talking about the practical shift that happens when you change the way you think about yourself and the way you talk about yourself. So um, in your somewhere in your life, you had a version of yourself that you always thought you would be. And then life happens. It gets complicated. We allow fear to set in. We allow um, life to happen to us. We get responsibilities. Um, and these things make us push that version of ourselves deep, deep down into the recesses of our mind. And that there we think it's gone, but it's not. It's just sitting there, waiting patiently, quietly, and faithfully. But now, if you're like me, you're in your 50s, that dream or that version of yourself is gently knocking on the door, waiting for you to let it out and pay it some attention. Now, if you're watching this, I think you might be in a similar situation. Your dream has started knocking on that door. And it's not to shame you, it's not to frighten you, um, but it is to remind you that even though you've achieved so much in your life, that it's ready to achieve that one thing that you've always wanted. Now, I get it. When you're young, it's really easy to dream. Dream with abandon, dream without any limits on it. But when you're older, dreams are scary. Fear stops us from really acting um, in the right direction to make our dreams come true. And often we're even told that to be a dreamer in your midlife times like me is actually frowned upon. You're made to believe that it's embarrassing, that you're too old for it. I don't believe that's true. See, mindset matters because the words that we tell ourselves, even the ones we don't say out loud, but the words we think, they become the boundaries of our life. So if you tell yourself things like, I'm too old, or I'm too tired, or I haven't got enough time, your dream will believe you. But if you rather tell yourself, I'm trying, I'm learning, or I'm beginning again, then your dream will rise to meet you. So the other day I was remembering once in South Africa when we were going through a few financial difficulties. We had started a new company and it was proving difficult, and and I was constantly worried about financial issues. I was worried how we would afford things, how we would put food on the table, and whether the bank would be chasing us for a loan that we had, and I hadn't managed to make the repayment. So I found that whenever I went shopping with my kids, if my daughter said to me, "Oh, mommy, can we buy that?" I would say we can't afford it. And one day I cottoned on, I caught myself, and I thought, I've got to change that. So what I did instead is when she said, "Mommy, can we buy that?" I would say, "Sorry, it's not in the budget this month. Maybe we can get it next month." So it's just that shift in your mindset um, changes things a bit. It means that the financial woes, although they were still there, are temporary, that things will improve, and it gives you a more positive step forward. So, with that in mind, I wanted to um, come discuss some key phrases that you might be telling yourself, and that I certainly have to catch myself saying from time to time. So, for instance, instead of saying, I can't do that, rather say, I'm learning to do that. Because once you say, I'm learning to do that, you have a new mindset and you shift, and you actually find yourself making plans to learn to do that. Another one is, oh, it's too late for me. What you could say instead is, it's a perfect time for me because I know where I'm at and I know who I am and I've got time, maybe. So, yeah, another one is, it's too late for me. But you could rather say it's a perfect time for me because I know a lot. I have a lot more experience. So let's address some common dream killing thoughts that we might have. The first one being, I'm not talented enough. Okay, so let's change that. Let's say, the more I practice, the more talented I become. Another one is, I don't have time. So let's rather rewrite that and say, I'm allocating time to fulfilling my dream and I'm writing it in my diary. Another one, and this is a biggie, people might judge me. How about we rather say, people might judge me, but other people might be inspired by me. And then the common one for people our age, I'm too old for this. What you should rather say is, I'm the perfect age because I've developed resilience and I've gained experience and I've got knowledge and I finally know myself. Now, these rewrites aren't about pretending that everything's all right. They're not. But they are yourself giving yourself permission, you giving yourself permission to at least try. I've put together some affirmations that I would like you to say to yourself every day. The first one being, I'm allowed to begin again. Give yourself permission. I'm allowed to begin again. Second one is, small steps count. You tell yourself, small steps count. The third one is, my dream is worth the time. My dream is worth the time. It's worth the time and it's worth the effort. I create with courage, not perfection. Let's get out of our mind that we need to be perfect straight away. There's artists out there that go for years and years and years and years, sometimes decades, and they never achieve perfection. So rule that out. I create with courage, not perfection. So I want you to say these things to yourself every day, even if you don't speak them out loud, even if you just whisper them to yourselves. And then one day, they stop becoming affirmations, they become your mindset. They become what you believe of yourself. So here's a challenge for you. Over the next 24 hours, I want you to catch just one negative thought or one negative thing that you say. And I want you to grab hold of it and I want you to rewrite it. And then I want you to see how that feels. And I want you to start using the new version. So in closing, you don't need the perfect plan and you don't need a 5-year strategy. What you do need is a kinder voice. And that gives your dreams room to breathe. So, fellow dreamers, thank you so much for watching this episode. I'm very new to YouTube, so I'd really appreciate a thumbs up. And I'd be interested to know what your dreams are and your mind shift changes. Because there must be more people out there just like me that are committed to dreaming and looking for a more fulfilling and more creative life. So until next time, I'm Yvonne, the Committed Dreamer. Bye.